it's Mrs. Hops coming at you live from my kitchen. Well, not really. I'm pre-recorded on this one, so you can follow along at your own pace. But I am in my kitchen, and we're gonna do quilt squares. So you probably just watched the little video explaining what quilt squares are and how they reflect a whole community. And we're gonna build our own square to add to our community quilt that we will be posting online. For this, you will need something to draw with. A pencil, a Sharpie, something. You're gonna need your favorite coloring materials, whether they be crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have at home is good. You could paint it too if you have paint and you want to. You will also need a square. You can use Post-it notes, or you can cut a square. And if you don't have a square available, you can always just use a rectangle too, because we can make it work. Let's see how we're gonna build these quilt squares. I can't wait to see what yours turn out to look like. Mine look a little something like this. Let's see how I did it. All right, Churchville, so I'm gonna be making my quilt square. Remember, you can use a pre-made Post-it note if you want, in any color, it doesn't really matter. I chose my clubhouse color. Or you can cut your own little square out of a white piece of paper, or if all you have is rectangle and you can't find scissors, just use a big rectangle. The important part is that we have some fun and make some art together. So you can draw with a pencil first, you can draw with a Sharpie first, a pen, whatever kind of drawing tool you have, just to decorate your square a little bit. I'm gonna use a Sharpie, and remember, this is supposed to be kind of personal. So you can think of lines or shapes or colors and just have fun with it. So think about what you might want your square to look like. If you're like me, you can possibly even do 2 squares. Who knows? So I think I'm going to start on my larger one and give it some kind of a border. So I'm just going to use some lines to separate the spaces. Straight on one side, curvy on the other. Because I'm a little loopy, but sometimes that could be serious too. And then maybe in the middle, because I love all my students, I'll do a big shape of a heart and some sunshiny rays to show you all that I am thinking about you in this wonderful world. And what makes it even more fun is if you have other decorations and things to color. So maybe I'll put some polka dots that I can color on the top and the bottom of my square. And then maybe on the side, I'll just do a really cool type of checkerboard pattern by adding different lines on top of lines. This should not take you forever. It's kind of just getting our art feet wet and getting our brains again used to making art together. You could add other decorative things in there if you want to. Other symbols, other line designs, but you don't want to make it too complicated because remember, you want to color this. If I'm doing something that's a little smaller on a piece of paper, then obviously my designs have to be a little bit smaller too. Maybe on this quilt square, I want to do something completely different. Instead of doing a whole border, maybe I do something with different types of lines. Maybe I can still add my hearts, but maybe they change. Or even I can have hearts behind hearts, almost like they are heart balloons. That's a fun thing to do. And then I can just fill the background with fun, decorative polka dots. They can be as personal, as crazy, as fun, as kooky as you are. When you are done drawing, you're gonna get out your favorite kind of coloring tool and you can start coloring them. This is where, again, you have a lot of personal choice. If you love the color pinks and reds, then choose those colors in your piece. And try your best, just like we always do, to stay in the lines and use really good craftsmanship. So when a shape is colored in, it's colored in completely. You can leave some spaces white if you want white in your drawing. Maybe if I put around the outside space of my polka dots and I want to leave those polka dots white, I can. even if you were to color on a colored piece of paper like this Post-it note, when I use my blue crayon to color in, it does show up. It might make the color slightly different than what I had before, but it still shows up. I want to see how crazy and unique and how much fun you can have with these squares, making them completely your own and completely personal. I cannot wait to see what they all look like. Have fun creating!